For this next story, we are going to head to the Laurentians because there is a new facility opening in the Laurentians, and this is all to help combat homelessness. It includes emergency and transitional shelter rooms, also a warming center, and affordable studio apartments for people experiencing homelessness in the region. Now, the new facility will be operated by HUTTE, which is a nonprofit organization that fights homelessness in the Laurentians. Now, La Hutte du Nord des Laurentides is located in Ste-Agathe-des-Monts. It is the organization's fourth facility, and this comes in the midst of rising rates of homelessness, along with very low vacancy rates as well for housing in the region. Joining me now is Jason Behrmann, who is La Hutte's Director of Communication and Strategic Initiatives, and he joins us on the line now. He is in Ste-Agathe-des-Monts. Jason, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
It's great to talk about this with you. And I wonder today if we will disrupt a few stereotypes or so. Often when you say homelessness, people think urban centers, dense downtown cores, for exactly. What are you seeing in the Laurentians?
Well, that is a myth. With the recent headcounts that we've been tabulating the homelessness population throughout Quebec, the majority of the homeless population resides outside of Montreal. 60% are in the regional and rural areas of the province now.
So why do you think that the myth persists?
Well, it used to be rather hidden and rather unknown and quite stigmatized to be homeless in these regions. But now with the lack of affordable housing in these areas, it has become all too visible.
Tell me a little bit more about the lack of affordable housing. I mean, speaking with housing rights groups, some of the concerns I've heard, I think specifically in the last couple of years, maybe even in the last 3 years, just how rents are growing at a faster pace compared to big urban cities. I mean, where the rent prices are going up the fastest is in the regions.
That is true. So what we see now, especially we're still dealing with reverberations from the pandemic where there was an exodus from major urban areas to more rural and regional areas. Many of the municipalities in Laurentians have a vacancy rate of essentially 0% right now, and that is putting a lot of pressure on rents. And many people, if they find themselves in a precarious situation where they suddenly cannot afford rent, when they try to rebound and try to find an apartment in the private sector, it requires sometimes months of work in order to find something that they can afford. And during that period, they are in need of essential homelessness services such as transitional shelter services and subsidized apartments.
Were you expecting that ripple effect, like ever since the pandemic, that so many people would move out of the city and move more up north and towards the regions?
Well, the pandemic was quite unique now, wasn't it? I can't say that we really foresaw that many people would leave the city for these picturesque areas, to the point where there would be no more affordable rental housing on the market. And it kind of caught us all off guard, where we just did not build enough rental units. We still have a paucity of off-market housing in these areas because we had that idea that, homelessness is exclusive to metropolitan regions, which it totally is not. No more. Mm-hmm.
Jason, in terms of now this new facility that is now opening in Ste-Agathe-des-Monts, can you give us an audio tour, if you will? I mean, what does it look like?
Oh, wow. It's a top-notch facility. It will have 28 units that are reserved for emergency and transitional shelter, and the 12 studio apartments. The studio apartments will be reserved primarily for young adults, namely youth that are aging out of child protection services. At the base of the building, we will have a warming station. And we're situated just minutes from the downtown core, so it's proximal to essential services for this population, but it's also in the heart of nature in the lovely Laurentians surrounded by forests.
Given what you mentioned a little earlier, how there is this myth that perpetuates and that people still believe that homelessness is mostly a metropolitan issue. I mean, the other flip side of that coin, I'm wondering, once you open a facility like this, is there pushback from residents in the area, a little bit of the not in my backyard mentality that creeps through?
There's always some, but the problem has become so visible right now that everybody in society agrees that we need to do something. Now is the time to act. It's urgent. And if we do not act, well, we're just going to have a whole host of social problems. The Laurentians in particular, with the latest data that came out, the preliminary data from the Quebec government shows that there's a large number of people that are sleeping outdoors in the Laurentians, over 280 people that are residing in vehicles, in tents outdoors, and in abandoned buildings. So we need to put these people into housing as quickly as possible. It's no longer a question of if this is a problem. It's now is the time to act.
The shelter spots, the warming shelter as well as these studio housing apartments here. I mean, do you have a timeline right now in terms of how long you'll be able to keep the facilities open?
We will start construction at the end of summer after the construction holidays. Are you questioning how long people reside at our facilities? Is that
no? I'm wondering just in terms of the funding, and in terms of running this, where the funding comes from, and what your timeline is for how long right now the business plan is, and how long you can stay open.
Oh, we definitely have funding from multiple partners, namely the Quebec government, as well as the municipalities of the MRC Laurentides.
With an election coming up, we are heading to a Quebec general election in the fall. Have there been conversations with candidates, with potential future leaders who are running to represent you, and conversations about what this issue means to people there?
I've had personally some limited conversations with politicians from the diverse parties out there, and they are in fervent support of our initiatives.
So, yeah. Jason, between now and when construction begins later this summer, I mean, what are you most looking forward to, and how are you planning for that?
What are we most looking forward to? Well, the fact that we will, at the end, we have another project in the Laurentians in Saint-Jérôme. We have a third facility there, and we will build next to it 60 affordable apartment units as well. So a whole new building in downtown Saint-Jérôme. So that's another investment. Once that project and our Ste-Agathe project are complete, we will have 330 units to serve approximately 4,500 people per year, which will make us one of the largest providers of homelessness services in Canada. So, woohoo, we are so excited to be able to step forward and really take a leadership role in helping to quell this social issue.
Yeah, sounds like you have a busy few months ahead here. And with that, we will keep following this and looking forward to seeing these facilities here come to life. Thank you so much for your time, Jason. All the best.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Jason Behrmann, HUTTE's Director of Communications and Strategic Initiatives. Now, HUTTE already has facilities in Joliette, in Saint-Jérôme, and in Terrebonne, and now a new one coming to Ste-Agathe-des-Monts.